Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and thank you for joining us for this evening's news bulletin. The Supreme Court has dismissed the bail plea of the second accused in the Arms and Prevention Terrorism case, Laura Valabji. Mrs. Valabji had made the request on humanitarian grounds so that she could travel and assist her daughter in Singapore, who is facing some health difficulties and apparently will need more advanced treatment.
In his afternoon decision, Chief Justice Govindan said he would have to strike a balance between the girl's health situation and the case in question. Here, he based his decision a little more on the prosecution's arguments, such as the seriousness of the charges in this case, that the case has reached an advanced stage and is close to completion, and the challenges of ensuring that Mrs. Valabji returns after being outside the jurisdiction of Seychelles, and that it does not define how long Mrs. Valabji will be out of the country, which means that in the meantime, the case will have to be adjourned, and this is not just towards other accused in this case. And after rejecting the request, he said to find other support arrangements for the girl.
The Seychelles National Alliance Party, SNAP, has rebranded itself as the l'Alliance Nouveau Seychelles. With this change, the party has announced Alain Saint-Onge and Daniela Payette as its presidential candidates. Originally, SNAP did not plan to file candidates for the presidency. However, after Mrs. Saint-Onge and Mrs. Payette announced their intention to run as independents, the party invited them to represent the newly renamed alliance. The party says that both candidates share its vision of forming a government of national unity, incorporating people from various political backgrounds. Mrs. Saint-Onge has said that the new alliance offers a stronger platform for expressing ideas than running as independents and presents an alternative to the country's two dominant political parties. Meanwhile, the Electoral Commission has been holding discussions with key stakeholders, including observers from the Association for Rights, Information and Democracy, ARID, and the Citizens Monitoring Democracy Group, CDWS. This meeting is part of the ongoing training program conducted by the Electoral Commission. Building on previous sessions, the training has focused on crucial aspects of the election process, including electoral participation, the electoral system, voter registration, and nomination procedures. Participants also discussed election-related offenses and agreed to review the Observer's Code of Conduct for further discussion. As part of its civic awareness efforts for the upcoming election, ARID has published a series of voter education brochures. Several of these brochures were presented to the Chief Electoral Officer during the training session. A total of 35 port calls were recorded by the Seychelles Ports Authority for this cruise ship season 2024-2025 that officially closed today with the departure of the Seven Seas Voyager. According to the Port Authority, this is a reduction of 7 port calls compared to the 2023-2024 season that had a total of 42 port calls. The authority's chief executive officer, Sonny Payette, says that the reduction in the number of port calls also caused the number of visitors entering the country on cruise ships to reduce from 47,465 during the 2023-2024 season to 31,605 in the 2024-2025 season.
That could have been due for the volatile climate of the world, like we know, the vessel plow through the seas of Red Sea, Mediterranean, coming from the north, going down to the south, coming to visit our shores during those calm season. And most of them part of the 7 has been cancelled because of threats to the security to their vessel and the passenger. Some of them has been diverted elsewhere. But we are looking forward for the next season, which is 25-26, which we got a forecast that we are hoping and we are attracting more vessels to come to Seychelles.
The Committee on Communicable Diseases, HIV/AIDS and Sexual and Reproductive Health Rights, SRHR, from the National Assembly have visited the Communicable Disease Control Unit, or CDCU. The committee focused on key areas including infrastructure, staff capacity, and budget allocations, all aimed at identifying strengths and weaknesses in the facility's service delivery. The committee is expected to visit several other facilities in the coming weeks with the goal of improving healthcare across the region. For now, they will focus on the CDCU, where the need for better resources and infrastructure is more pressing than ever. The chairman of the committee, Egbert Aglaé, explains the strengths and weaknesses they have identified.
We have a good engagement with the staff here, and they have highlighted certain concern in regards to especially the contact tracing, which is important for us, because when a client comes and is diagnosed positive, so we need to know as to follow up also to avoid the spread within the community itself. Okay, and one point that we have seen is they are giving like 7 essential services here, and the place is within the context of time now we are in, it's a little bit too tight. So the office is tight, the treatment room we have seen is a little bit compact. So the waiting area itself and the way the structure is itself. So we need, we see that there is a possibility that in the future there is either relocation or given a conducive place for them to operate as they should be, as a fully fledged service within that department. So because it's very important what they are doing and is helping the country itself as to not just maintain but also to give medication. So what we encourage now is the education aspect, responsibility of clients or the population itself.
The photos taken by a Japanese photographer, Samuel Shingao Ohashi, are on display at the National Library. The opening ceremony of this special exhibition was to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the passing of this renowned Japanese photographer. His work includes over 200 types of picture postcards depicting landscapes, streets, ports, government offices, and the unique flora and fauna of Seychelles. These postcards, printed in Germany, were sold exclusively by Ohashi from 1903 to the 1910s and have been featured in various historical publications. Present at the opening ceremony was Ambassador Sakuta Makoto, the Ambassador of Japan to the Republic of Seychelles, and David André, the Secretary General of the Seychelles National Institute for Culture, Heritage and the Arts.
Mr. Ohashi's photographs are far more than just images. They are visual stories that speak across time. They reveal moments of everyday life, people, and places that help us better understand who we are and where we come from. His work stands as a beautiful bridge connecting Seychelles and Japan, and it continues to inspire both scholars and the general public today. In February 2023, we were honored to receive a valuable private collection of postcards, brochures, and a guidebook which were produced and sold by Mr. Ohashi during his time in Seychelles. This generous donation made by Mr. Sumio Aoki of Japan was a significant addition to the collections of the National Museum and a testament to our growing partnership.
And that was it, ladies and gentlemen, for the news for now. We'll be back at 8 with more news and more details.